Okay. I turned off all the sound the last time I was playing this on my own, didn't I? Hackies. Oh, how's that for a cold open? I was like, it's gonna take a while to download everything. I should probably just sit here. We could listen to music. And then it's like, no, no. Ba-ba-ba-da. Well, at least the good news is that I am. It didn't take too long to download, so that's good. There we go. So the game is going to change soon. I haven't been playing this a lot on my own time. I should have been, but I haven't been. Hi, Ryan. I haven't been playing this a lot on my own time. I've been enjoying some other things. That is not the right button. I'm gonna use some lunacy just to get my stuff up to. Limbus comfy! Limbus comfy! So here's my plan for the stream. I am going to do some mirror dungeon running. I am going to do some, like, EXP grinding. Advertisements about to run. I'm gonna keep going. Let's see. There we go. If I get to the point where, I feel like there's not really a lot more I can do, I will keep stream going. I'll just write fanfic on stream. Woe be unto the person who hasn't caught up on my fanfic. That being said, yeah, I'm like, I'm not focusing on polls, which is why I spent a lot of my lunacy. Let's see, and let me think. They re-upped line 1, but I have everything, so I'm just like, eh. And line 5 is like, you can't get anything else because it's season 6 and it says season 5, and I'm like, Yeah, season 6, that was season 5 thing. Yeah. But yeah. Let's start with a standard. Let's get XP. Oh yeah, I was going through and I was like trying to fully level up some of my people. What did I pull that's new for? Oh yeah, I pulled Dimension Shredder. Okay. To remain oneself. Yeah, I'm not. Oh yeah, why did I fully upgrade Cavernous Welding? Oh yeah, because the other option is Roseate Desire, and I find myself not liking Roseate Desire. Regardless. Let's see. Taking a look at all my different teams. I managed to get several high show pack, not all of them, but enough to make a full team. So I'm like, they're currently in my main, like a couple of them are in my main because they're good, but I'm gonna swap them out pretty soon. I might swap out the Ishmael. Ishmael, I love your character, but I'm looking at your options and I'm just like, You don't really have a lot of options that I regularly use, do you?
여기서 저만큼 유능한
에.
인재는 흔치 않죠.
순수했던 나는
Yay! So small plan. I'm gonna get some like grinding for stuff. If I run out of things to do, then I will write fanfic on Steam. You know, continue my fanfic, which
키워보지.
I have put aside for far too long. My gosh. I'm like, I've been thinking about my fanfic a bunch, but I've just been busy hunting for jobs and like trying to get over the fact that I'm burnt out AF. Big burnt AF sucks. How's everyone doing, by the way? I realize I've just been going like stream of consciousness talking for a while, and it's just like I haven't actually asked. That gets retreat order, I don't want that. I've been basically just pretty good. Yeah! That's good to know. You're doing good. Yay! I had a job interview today, and that was... It was nice. It was nice. It felt surprisingly great to like to just go to a job interview where the person that is interviewing you straight up acknowledges, yes, the job market has been absolute trash. And I'm just like, oh, that feels good to have acknowledged. Aha! Barely win. So yeah, that was my day today. That was the entirety of my day. It was like traveling to that job interview, getting back, and be like, okay, I rest. I prepare for stream. I plan on doing a pretty big stream today. Oh my gosh. I am both excited and terrified of New Year's. So, here's, I should probably share what my plan for New Year's is gonna be. Because I'm like, things kind of... Things... If I remember correctly, I just want to take a look. I'm trying to find the exact day. Because I think I remember it being... That's just a teaser. I thought the day given for like the new... Yep, there we go, I found it. So, New Year's is gonna be fun for me. Limbus company updates that day, and I'm like, heckies. I'm gonna have like a New Year countdown counter as we're all bawling about how sad Yoshi's life is because, holy cow. It's a little bit. Well, now that I think about it, we might not be bawling about how bad Ryoshi's life is, like, at the beginning? I guess I could just begin making predictions about what I think is going to happen with, like, the next chapter. Just based purely off of pattern. I'm going to say that we're going to get an introduction to the area first. We're not going to get a lot of, like, here's how everything went down. Right, in the beginning parts of the other chapters, we didn't really get to see a lot of, like, the direct emotional impact right off the bat. Right. Even with Hong Lu, who's like, you know, it was very clear from the beginning that it was Hong Lu's chapter. We didn't get an immediate sense of like, oh my gosh, things were so horrible for Hong Lu. Other than what we already knew. Of course, saying that, my immediate instinct is to try to think of a chapter that, like, breaks this rule that I'm setting. Let me think. Like, the first section of each chapter, the part that would have been, like, released first in the seasonal updates. Did any of them immediately off the bat go like, ah, frick? Ishmael. Yeah, the Ishmael. Frick. Yeah, that... Yeah. I'm just... My favorite one, my favorite sinner, Ishmael. Just like, I'm just trying to think of it as like, saying it wasn't immediately overwhelmingly obvious that it was his chapter at the beginning. Oddly enough, same deal with Gregor and Rhodia, although they were at the very beginning, so they get to pass. Kind of the same with like Sinclair. With Don Quixote, she blatantly put aside like the impact the chapter had on her until later when it became impossible to. Hong Lu, it was about him, but he was gonna get like backstory. Ishmael, we kind of got it immediately, didn't we? I'm just thinking about that now. I'm like, they could pull Ishmael again, but we haven't gotten anything. Like with the lead up to Ishmael's chapter, we had like... We had dealing with crabs and such, and even then in the story leading up to that, Ishmael was already laying it on thick about like, we shouldn't be doing this, we can't fight a whale, it's too much. Right. She was already going heavy into like the, I have a character, my character's... Stop! We haven't gotten that with Ryoshu. Granted, if we did... It is a little hard to judge. Because with Ryoshu, with the lead up to the Ryoshu chapter, we had the... We had the crossover that got erased from existence. Yikes. The freaking... the crossover that got erased from existence. Just... Why? Why did they do that? Oh, I hate that so much. Like, you get... Hang on, I want to prove a point. Okay. So, in the lead up to the next chapter, we have like, here's the chapter we went through. Here's the Walpurgis knot. Here's the spring cultivation. Nothing. It's just gone. The freaking... The Arknights X Limbus Company crossover is just... not there. I despise that. I very much despise that. That's just like... It's... Yeah. Time for me to remark on it. Hang on, I should probably actually engage with the Toad's mechanics and just doing this like big. It's 5 SP. This is 15, 15, 5. Do I care about who loses what at the beginning? No. This one just game protection, so I should probably have most people target that. Let's see. Who do I think can most tank heavy amounts of like SP drop? Plus, I want people to absolutely win. Yeah, there you go.
시간 끌 것 없이
Time for me to rant a little bit. I have a very odd, like, relationship with the idea of like, what is it? When something is blatantly, like, temporary. I forget the word. Which is not a good, it's not good when you forget a word and it's like, I'm gonna write more fanfic later. Yay! It's like, I need to know words if I want to write something. Eh. Hang on a sec, okay. 5 SP, 15, 15, you're at -11, so I'm gonna have you go against the 5 thing. You're at 11, so I'm gonna have you go against the 15. You're at -5. Have you target something that's not gonna decrease your stuff. You're at 0. Take the -5. You're at -1. Go in there. You're at 0. I suppose you could take the -15. See the word for blatantly temporary? Yes. But yeah, I guess like it relates to one work, and I will call it a work of like the YouTube channel known as Unis Honest, which its whole thing was being temporary. It was like after a year of Unis Honest, it would be deleted, and I relate to temporary things differently now. Ephemeral. That works. It wasn't exactly what I'm looking for, but that actually works very well, so I'm gonna take it. I'll take it. But just it. At first, I hated that it was temporary. I wanted to keep going. I wanted to keep going. I wanted to keep going. As time has gone on, I've realized that if I could have rewatched those videos put out on Unis Honest over and over again, I would have been like, this is fun, this is cool, and then I would eventually forget about it. But with the temporary nature, it's now just kind of solidified in my head as just the moment I watched it, as the community that sprung up around it. It's no longer something I can revisit, it's something that I remember fondly. It's not good to not remember a word because you're writing fanfic. You've read multiple authors advising use of thesauruses without going overboard. Yeah. Just... If I was able to just rewatch that over and over again, I would remember the video. I would remember the video. I would say I very much liked the video. And without that, I remember the moment more. I remember the community. I remember, like, the moments that were responded to, and not what it calcified into. The reason I talk about this is because, this was not that. It might have been that for the developers. I will admit that much. It might have been that for the developers of, like, Limbus Company and Arknights. But just this, it had a story, it had a message that now can't be shared. It said it's temporary, and it wasn't temporary for any reason other than come enjoy it now. And so I look at Limbus Company and I think, I love this game a lot, but you could have been more, and you just didn't. You didn't follow through on stuff. That crossover could have been great. It's just you delete it from the face of the earth. And unlike Unazanis, where it's like everyone was engaged with it and like it was reacting to them, they were reacting to it over the course of the year. This is just, it's there and then it's gone. It's dead. No memories, just a fear of missing out moment. Anyways, yeah, that's my rant. And to summarize, I love this game so much, but oh my gosh, was that just, I did not appreciate that decision they made. And how much is you? You can imagine arguments both for consuming only non-ephemeral media and also arguments for focusing on known ephemeral ones because they won't be to see them later. I mean, that's not what I'm arguing about or for or against. Some media is always going to be ephemeral. Right? Some media is always going to be ephemeral. That's kind of the nature of, like, mortality, I guess. As much as we try to archive things, mediums will fail, hard drives will die, quality will fade. We preserve things the best we can, and that's what we can do. Do I pull out a BS, like, superpower team? I think I do. I put out my super team of just, like... I like having leveled up base level identities. It makes me feel like all the people are, like, becoming more powerful, too. Let's see. Who should I throw at this problem? Should probably try throwing Tremor. Let's try for Tremor. Let's try for Tremor. I'm just... Oh yeah, this is the last team I threw in there for fun. didn't get the stuff back. Wait, did I get the stuff back? How much does a single one take? I didn't get the stuff back. Okay. Well. Okay, let's just focus on getting up stars then. If I remember, one of these gives like extra. Choose a starlet from a counter reward, cost plus 50. Yeah, I think I'll take that one. This one, because that helps the longevity of the run. Okay. Probably do a burn team this time around. So yeah, just... Things can be made to be temporary. That's something I will say. Things can absolutely be made to be temporary. Temporariness is fantastic at times, but you... It's... I just hate it when it's just made to be like, yes, this, wait, did I choose the wrong team? I chose the wrong team. Whoops.
지휘팀 제압 실패. 다음 부서에 지원을 요청합니다.
It's just, if you make media that's explicitly going to be temporary, then you can approach it with that mindset and you can have it be meaningful. But the way that particular chapter was written wasn't that. It wasn't that. It wasn't meaningful in the face of like being purposefully ephemeral. It was just have a reason at the end of it all to just have a reason at the end of all of it to say, yes, and this doesn't impact the main story at all. And it doesn't matter. And there's absolutely no possible repercussions. I despise that. It's... So you don't want the keyword list. I'll take the keyword list for this one. Carmilla. On non-focus counters, enemies take damage to start with, and that's really good. The reason why I thought, like, just Unis Honest was is such a meaningful example is just because, like, that was made to be ephemeral. That was purposefully made to be ephemeral. That's about impermanence rather than irrelevance, yeah. I guess so. That is a good way to put it.
실수로 주셨더라도 상관없어요. 한번 뵌
It's
분이서
just
납작 불입이랍니다.
걷잡을 수 없이 타올라.
the stories you experience should at least impact you.
엄청나게 강한 일격을.
And that not only did that story decidedly not impact,
최고의
they
선택이었어.
blatantly went out of their way to make it not impact people. And just say, eh. And they just cut it out.
진행하겠습니다.
The crossover event was clearly not made to be ephemeral, was not made with that in mind. And the only thing they did was just make sure that it couldn't impact the story. It was cool that it happened. Just... It's almost like they pretended it didn't.
불꽃을 벼리겠어.
Yeah. But all that conversation besides,
이 싸움은 끝내주겠어.
what do I
역시
think is gonna
직접
happen?
선별한 용기를 북돋는 영웅담 탑 5가 도움이 되었는가?
Well, as far as like
순식간에
what the
끝내자.
first part of the next chapter is gonna be, they haven't set up a lot of it.
매일 보아왔는데도
Like,
감회가 새로워요.
wait a second. The more I think about it, the more I'm just like, it's, there's like a sinking feeling in my brain, in my stomach, as I'm like figuring something out, and I'm just like, huh.
진행하겠습니다.
Cause leading up to chapter 4, we had the chicken,
불타올랐군요.
and that gave extra characterization to everybody because they were able to go through and everyone was able to cook or at least pick a side at something. So I guess it counts as characterization for Yisang. Ishmael got a lot of characterization with the crabs and approaching the sea. Don Quixote got a ton from being on the W Corp train and having the very ending be like, oh. And with Heathcliff, we got a little bit with Heathcliff and dealing with like the wait. That was the Blade lineage, wasn't it? Heathcliff went up. Did the Blade lineage give Heathcliff a lot of characterization? No, but the Christmas did. Christmas did. Because we had Don Quixote going up trying to find a fancy clothes to help, like, Heathcliff. Right. The Christmas chapter did. I just... I'm thinking about it, I'm like... We got spring cultivation, but that was not about, that didn't have anything for Ryoshi, did it? Ryoshi had a pretty, there's pretty big, leading up to Ryoshi's stuff in Honglu's main chapter, but in the in-between stuff, what happened to another game by the same company that made Disgaea? The game is called ZHP, Unlosing Ranger vs. Dark Death Evil Man. The original PSP version had a bunch of content involving characters from a different video game publisher. But because something about the licensing agreement, the Steam version has all that content cut. Interesting. Huh. It is... A lot of this is distressing, I'm gonna be honest. It's... Regardless, I'm just... Ryoshu hasn't gotten a lot of characterization in the in-between chapters, did she? Spring Cultivation was definitely not focused on Ryoshu and didn't really have anything that directly related to Ryoshu. Not like the other chapters. Well, not like the in-between chapters did for other, like... Yeah. Huh. Now that I think about it, I'm just like, huh. They... I don't know how to feel about that. That's, There might be something I'm missing. That's important to keep in mind. There's probably something I'm missing. Because, like... It was a bit of a stretch with, like, Yi Sang, so... Maybe... Like, my reasoning for Yi... Whoa! My reasoning for Yi Sang was a little bit odd. I suppose, so... Yeah, I'm sketching. I don't fully know. It's...
실험 성공. 예상대로 결과는
As far... Okay, putting all of that aside, as far as the...
입 밖으로 꺼내는 것도 존나 슬픈데.
My brain just went kablooey. Dang it. As far as the actual, like, chapter itself is gonna go, like... I haven't watched the teaser, so I don't fully know what's gonna happen. I don't know what the information everyone has given yet. I've been kind of avoiding the teaser. We are gonna get introduced to, like, another area. It's gonna be another area. There is a bit of confusion about how, like, everyone's getting to a new area, though. That's gonna be interesting. Let's do defense skill and damage taken. Because as far as, like, we have been left off with like the story. We don't know what's been happening to Limbus Company on a whole. And I'm waiting to see how that pans out because, like, in the story proper, in the overarching plot or whatever, Limbus Company is kind of just, they are somewhere. They are chilling with things. And it might not, okay, actually, I need to check this. Right, I need to fix this problem. I am getting no gluttony resources, and I do need some of that. So let's wrap up. I think you have some. Yes, you do. Okay. Let's swap you out with. With Faust. Let's do this so that it's actually properly organized.
발목 잡지 않도록 최선을 다할게요.
So,
다들 기운이 넘치는군. 역시 본인이 직접 선별한
I am beginning to wonder something.
탑5가 도움이 되었는가?
Like, in my head, I'm just beginning to wonder, are we gonna face, like, a paradigm shift? Because, like...
당신의 판단을 따를게요.
I don't remember specifically. I need to review the cutscenes that have transpired that... Because I know that Limbus Company overall was somewhat enthused that they have in their debt someone who is the head of a wing. So that's good for them, but then everyone just kind of got kept here? They got kept in H-Corp. I should review what the actual, like, cutscene said, but Spring Cultivation had them all in, like, H-Corp. And something that I think is particularly notable, which I can't prove because all of the evidence was wiped from the game. Limbus Company was investigating the Lobotomy Corporation branch of H-Corp before they got transported away for the crossover event. But that was still them in H-Corp. A lot of the time, the in-between chapters have, well, the intervalos have been, they go to a different area. The chapter 3 to 4 was just entering the city proper. So, like, rather than being in the outskirts where Sinclair's place was, like, they entered city proper. 4 to 5 was going up sea. A lot of 5 to 6 was sailing out of sea, back to land. Right. A lot of the in-between chapters have been traveling. Like things that happened while they were traveling. 6 to 7 was freaking, like, getting on a warp train. I think, like, 7 to 8 even had, like... Yeah, 7 to 8 had the wellness check, and they literally sent out, like, a mobile testing place to, like, to transport everybody to where they could do it. They were just on the move, but
업무가 일찍 끝날 것 같은 지금처럼 말이에요.
just
여전히 무섭고 겁이 나. 그럼에도 멈추고 싶지 않아.
they haven't moved.
고통은 없어.
That worries me. Like, between chapter 8 and chapter 9, Limbus Company hasn't moved.
발목 잡지 않도록 최선을 다할게요.
So thinking about that, the beginning of chapter 9 is probably going to be something of a paradigm shift, and we're going to see...
저들이 기세등등하니 잠시 경계하세.
We're probably going to see some overarching plot, actually. Like, as much as we can with the... Actually, yeah, the beginning of a chapter would be the best place to put overarching plot, because the later parts of a chapter, like part 2 and especially part 3 of a chapter, would be focusing on the particular character it's about, barring chapters 1 and 2, since those are introductory.
다들 전을 시작했을 때보다 정말 강해지셨네요. 매일 보아왔는데도 지금은
Actually, I need to review some cutscenes. Give me a second. Yes. Let's pause this, save progress, return to main menu. Actually, theater, yeah. The Detour Tales... Actually, probably good for... Let's see... Coming soon, yeah, okay. Spring Cultivation... How does Spring Cultivation end? What does it give me? What does it say as far as like where things are going? How did it end? The incident was quickly swept under the rug as the independent actions of anonymous. Yep, because assassination attempt. As he was not registered any kind of life insurance plan, his body was buried among the many unnamed graves of Hongyan. Okay, let's see. This is particularly Gotcha Shun and Ga Yun Chun. Let's see. Let's see. This is more about like wrapping up the chapter. That's not the part I care about. Okay. Okay. Ga Yeon Chun, I still find it interesting how she's primarily affiliated with Q Corp. Q Corp trying to take over H Corp. Yeah, okay. So this is like the lead up we get. Hongyeon without the Jean Hong Worm will fall behind and get crushed. Okay, here we have this lead up. This is overarching plot stuff as well. Like, yeah. I very much suspect Go Yun Chun is like affiliated with the League of Nine, but okay. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here's what I was looking for. Given that Mephistopheles still showed no signs of ever coming back, it seemed that we were to be assigned to various odd jobs around this area for a little while, not to mention the news of distortions occurring in H-Corp. Finally leaving this place for real. Okay. Just looking for more information. Yeah, why don't you stay here for a little bit instead of going out there? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Some characterization of... Don't think I've seen you smoking in a while. There we go. Some Ryoshu stuff. No smoking in front of kids. Oh yeah, Ryoshu was teaching lessons and like interacting with like children. Yeah. Ryoshu was actually really good with kids. That's what we learned about her in the interfollow. Hang on. Ever since the classes began, Ryoshu started looking far off into the distance with an odd expression. Sometimes she'd hum a melody we hadn't heard of before. So yeah, we go back to Yihongyon. Okay. So yeah, Mephistopheles is not back. We are still in Yihongyon. Is chapter 9 gonna take place in Yihongyon? Yihongyon. Is that the way you say it? I don't remember. Let's see. Let's see what this, like, the end of that chapter was. Yep, there we go. Ending the chapter thing. Sealing away the elders. League of Nine being like, oh gosh, maybe the ego we chose wasn't up to us. Ryoshu was smoking here, so like she just stopped smoking for a while.
오빠, 이곳을 나가게도 아무것도 못.
It's so wild seeing Chishun just like
그래?
unsure of herself, and then knowing that at the end of like the interval, she's just like, "Yep,
그래.
I'm leader."
오빠가 그렇게 말한다면 그렇게
Actually,
생각해볼게.
just looking at it. I couldn't do anything in there but shudder with fear. Do I even deserve to rule over Hongyeon and his families? And like, at the end of the interval, she's like, "Yep, I'm leader." Yeah, we had everyone just barely try to take, like... We had the battle where, like, some outside forces were getting ready to take over H Corp. We have the Thumbs Capo, who is here. Well, he dies, but still. So Lu Hong does relate to Ryoshu, but he dies, right? Like, and the game has gone through and said, like, it is considered taboo to, well, it's taboo to go and try to revive someone if their brain is destroyed, right? Reconstituting the brain is, like, pretty much against the rules. Somehow I suspect the brain does not survive this. We have the Hmong. Yeah, no. His brain doesn't survive that. Okay.
별의 이름으로 부르나. 나는 그저
어디에나 있고 저들끼리도 알아채지 못한다더니.
그
Everything
아이를
about the
가주의 자리에 올려서
pinky.
저
참나. 난 이제부터
Okay,
말도
so
못하게
아가씨께선
let's
보이시도
see.
덩달아서
Any information
숨을
about like
하지만
where
원래-
Limbus Company is? Because Mephistopheles is
대관하는
gone.
첫 멘트부터
첫인상부터 완전
어쩌겠어.
제가 붓을 붙잡고 그려가는 그림인 줄 알았건만 웬걸.
Stuff about the pinky as well,
그저
which is
남의 붓에
fascinating.
몸을 막. 그래도 블록을
너의 말대로
잔혹함 속의 효.
그건 농담. 죽은
소지의 인이 엉망이
I have a
되었을 텐데.
suspicion that's
안
growing
회하고.
right now.
그래,
네. 역시 공치우 씨는
그래. 소지의 몸을 담고
Wait, hang on. I think I missed something that might have been important. Okay. The pinky has strayed from the path of humanity, thus I'll now join Yan Hui, journey to Mount Nong, and come to a few agreements with the Mohists. We must also discuss the matter of the Chantu Star. Then we shall journey to Q Corp.
요슈 씨가 말씀하신 뇌횡도 자로씨
소지는 일정한 조건이 만족될 때 결집하고 모입니다. 조건이 충족된
누가 소지인지 모른 채걔
개인 플레이라는
자로 씨와 뇌행은 서로의 정체에 대해
잘 알고 있지 않은가? 응당 죽은과 도리에 따라
내게 물어보고 싶은 것이
It seems to me to be like
어떤 동료라도 그 길을 밀어줄
ridiculous
것인가.
that like such a high-ranking member of the Thumb is a member of the Pinky. Like, holy cow! That's like, and that just like the Thumb, who's all about like leadership and loyalty and all this kind of like traditional values that like the Pinky calls, and it's just like, nope. It betrays the Thumb, and it's like, would Lu Hong have betrayed the Thumb for the Pinky?
내 아우에게 그랬. 그 길 중 하나가
Okay. But you continue to push to open their paths for every sinner under your management, no matter which road they walk, as you have done for my brother. Yes, so that's talking about like Hong Lu. Even if one of them seeks to walk the path of Asura. Okay. Let me look that up. I'm pretty sure Asura is the god of wrath. Make that up. Path of Asura. An Asura in Buddhism is a demigod or titan of the Kamaratu. They are said to live more pleasurable lives than humans, but are also enthralled to qualities such as wrath, pride, envy, and insincerity. According to Wikipedia. Interesting. Okay. So I'm guessing that's talking about Ryoshu possibly being enthralled to wrath, I guess. Wrath or insincerity. It's according to Wikipedia, so yeah. Sinner takes a long draw from the cigarette and releases the smoke with a large sigh, which then turns into a scattering plume. Her hand rests out of habit on her never-drawn sword. Okay. Hang on, let me reread that part. Going to keep helping them as long as they have the will to move forward, no matter what. Okay, that might be question in the next chapter.
그리고 죽은 여직 짐작에 불과하긴 하지만 역시 가원춘 그자도 설씨, 사씨 가문을 비롯한 홍원 영모 세력에 가담하고 있는
Being among the treasonous forces Hongyeon in cahoots with the Shu and Shi family.
짐작에 불과하긴 하지만 가원춘 역시
Okay, this is
곧바로 모습을 감추긴 했지만
당초 사유아의 목을 베도록 명령한 자는 역시 사씨 가문의
앞으로도 계속 떠도시.
그래, 도시를 떠돌며 각 둥지의 주인들을
versus the
만나
Lord's Beach Nest.
가시춘이 가주로서 사는 내내 불로 불사로부터 눈을 돌리고 살 것이라는 장담. 허나 진실로 인의 뜻을 두게 되면 계속 지켜볼
We
가치가
have more
있음을
about the story and the message of the chapter overall.
그때도 뜻 서로 볼만한 모습일 거. 자공이여, 이번 가르침도 마음에 들.
네.
괜찮다. 늘 말하듯
Learning and understanding must go hand in hand. That leads up to like the intervallo.
정진할게. 괜히 주군께서 홍원에서
그럼 자공과 자로여, 잠시 따로 떨어져.
스빈이 달인 고마워.
Okay.
네, 도련.
나는 또 다시 떠날 거야.
네.
아니다.
It's kind of funny. Like they talk about leaving, and then they don't.
스빈은 어떻게 생각해?
It's
내가 다시 떠나는 건 말이야.
like it's a lot of conversations about leaving. What do you think, Shifran, about the fact that I'll be leaving soon? It's like we're gonna be departing, we're gonna be tired, we're gonna be leaving, and then they
도련님이 가고
Don't.
싶은 곳으로 가시면 될 겁니다.
그래.
Mephistopheles isn't there.
그토록 화려했던 대관원도 나무들은 시들기 시작해 존재하는
맞아. 그렇게 살아가는 모든 찰나.
진실로
This is.
기다리지 않고
I'm just.
어느 날
대호.
I have a suspicion. I'm just waiting until like I see like I basically like I reacquaint myself with what happens at the very end. Like, boards the bus once again is Honglu, but where is the bus? Because he boards the bus, but Mephistopheles is... I forget what happened. Ah! It's Pixie! Hi, Pixie. How are you doing? I am... down in the clouds. Ah! Get a shout out. Get loved. Yeah. My name is... Welcome Hishis, Phases, and all others to Celestial Circus. I'm your ringmaster, the Celestial Clown. I hope you enjoy your time here. I am currently reviewing like some of the stuff that happened in the previous chapter of Limbus Company to try to give theories about what's going to happen soon, because it's going to get updated on New Year's. So I'm just like, I'm basically going through and trying to figure out like where everybody's sitting at the end of like the previous chapter. Limbus Cabimbus.
최선은 다했지만.
Like, I'm mostly skipping over the stuff that, like, the previous chapter covered. I'm just trying to figure out where everybody is, anyway.
다음으로 갈 곳은 어딘가요?
Hang on. Okay. Have a little bit here, but, like... Is the bus not starting or something? Yeah, wait, where are we headed anyways?
그걸 우리가 어떻게 알아? 근데 그 인간 어디 갔냐?
Where'd that bloke go? So... Huh, he's gone too. Yay! Downloading clowns. Download all the clowns. Subbing in from today.
대체가 되는 거였어? 아니요, 그게 아니고요.
It's not how it
다음으로 해야 할
works.
일이 아직 여기에
You have some
남았고
unfinished
참고로
business here.
붉은 시선께서는 아직 LCCB와 관련된 급한 업무가 남아서
Red Gaze is currently away because the accompanying pilot on a mission somewhere. Okay.
고생이 참으로 많구려.
You're actually a clown too. Yes! Woo! All the clowns together.
아,
Hihi.
파일럿군과 함께하여
대관원에 할 일이 남아. 네, 그럼요. 어마어마하게
Okay.
중요한 일이 남아. 너 표정이 또 왜 그래? 저희에게
Right, okay, so this is the beginning of they're gonna train Gashishun.
나 진짜.
But
자, 아니야, 소진은 살짝.
what a way to end chapter.
누구?
아가씨께서
Blame Pix. Okay, I blame you, Pix. A lot about the series, but you've seen the designs and they're also good. Oh, they're so good.
그렇다면 메르소
뭘 원하는지는
I'm kind of skipping over this because this is like, this is leading up to the intervallo, which
왜날 붙잡아?
is not what I'm caring about right now. Okay, so that is where it ends.
데리고 왔습니다. 죽은 이 아이와 둘만 뜻을 따르면
Okay.
마음 설가에
And this is the overarching plot stuff, but not like where they're ending off, so it's like,
난 그저 네가 설하신
okay.
돌아오
Yeah, manipulation, all the creepy stuff. Okay, oh yeah, this one. Okay. So, re-looking at that, I'm just like, I realize that most of the time in between chapters, they're traveling. That's where a lot of the intervalos are just, they're traveling. So, between like 4 and 5, it's getting ready to go to sea, it's building a ship, all that stuff. Between 3 and 4, it's going to the main city. Between 5 and 6, it's sailing back to shore and going into going into a different district. Between 6 and 7, they take a train. Between 7 and 8, they're just riding around on a bus and they on the road a lot. More intense than submarine shenanigans, you were told about? Submarine shenanigans is gonna be chapter 5. I'm just like... No. No. Okay, Jungle Juice. I knew this was gonna be a problem. There is a character called Kobo in a game called Aegis Defenders. But I forgot what the voice... I forgot how to do a robot voice. Meh. Hi. Yeah. Anyways, but I forgot what it was, so I just said, wait, no, nah. So scrunky. Okay. So, I'm gonna do my best to not talk about this with spoilers in mind. I'm just gonna talk about it in like, lead up to the next chapter. So, no spoilers for the actual chapters themselves. I find it interesting that between 8 and 9, we don't have travel going on. They usually spend time in between chapters, like, going between two places, but between 8 and 9, there's always just another reason why they stay in Hongyeon. Get ready. Oh dear. Dagnabbit. Okay.
뛰자.
Everybody, are you wearing your headphones? Because if not, you're gonna have a lot of questions to answer. There you go. That's all I can do for that voice. I know that Pix doesn't like that voice, so I gave it a little bit of like the warning, but I'm sorry. Make a pun. Give me a second.
순식간에 끝내줘.
Of course, I could only ask for a second. Asking for a min, it would be too much. Alright, there you go. That's your fun.
특별히 첨언할 이유도 없군. 균형이 무너졌군요.
Let's see.
다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다
I find it interesting.
매일 보았는데도
Between 8 and 9 is one of the few times they're not traveling between places. It's like, that is... Also, Dagnab, like Jod going in and just saying, I gotta pick up all the slack and give all the imagination points back. Good job, Jod.
조심 1번.
This must be what being rich feels like.
저분이 방금 굉장히 중요한 걸 잃으셨어요.
I mean, oh my god, I just realized. Wait, you got a pun. Oh, what's your pun? I also just realized that if, like, people were to seize the means of production in my Twitch channel, they'd be stealing the imagination points. I'm like, oh, frick. Oh, no. Nah. Let's see. Flip body pack. Pain of stifled rage. Just more burn for your burn, more haste for your burn, more everything for your burn. You know how ain't is in a contraction of 2 words? You guess this is in apostrophe. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. That's fantastic. Excellent. Excellent. You know, I'm gonna upgrade some of my things. Honk, 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 honk.
제가 앞에 서줘.
So yeah. My overall thought. Oh yeah. Wait. Are we fighting Santa? Oh my gosh! I think we're fighting Santa. Christmas is over. It's time to kill Santa. Hang on a second. I'm gonna not focus on talking about the story because we have a mission now. I didn't even realize we were gonna fight Santa. It's time. One of my favorite in-between chapters. This was while they were on a boat. They went into a door and they popped out in Santa Ta's workshop. Santa Ta, who like makes toys for all the good monsters of the outskirts, out of humans. All the toys are made out of humans.
조심 1번.
It's just kind of. Santa Ta. No. Maybe. No. Possibly no. I don't know. Do I feel like turning on my boobs? I might turn on my boobs. There you go. My boobs are on. Just because the joke is good.
기쁨이란 건 이런 사소한 일에도 슬며시 따라오나 봐요. 모두가 노력한 덕분에 업무가 일찍 끝날 것 같은 지금처럼 말이에요. 여전히 무섭고 겁이 나. 그럼에도 멈춤 보내시고 훌륭하고 이외에 특별히 첨언을
봤어요, 단테님?
돌아오면 다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다 정말 강해지셨네요.
It's Santa.
그런데도 지금은
Santa. You hear about the horseman that got into the Goda government position? He's become a senator. Oh, that's a really good one.
순식간에 끝내죠.
Well, you know what I can say about Christmas right now? Christmas was a holiday away. A holiday ago. Had to to recruit those shadow points by lurking. Okay. You're full of them. Oh. You should see a doctor about that. I've heard puns are not very good at pumping blood.
유리하구려. 부드럽게.
Goodbye, Santa.
일발장전 중.
Christmas was a whole day away. A whole day ago. What's Santa's favorite snack? Crisp Pringle. Oh, that's a good one. Yes, yes. Let me think. I'm trying to think of holiday puns, and I'm just like, I'm all Christmased out. There is no way I can get more Christmas puns at this particular moment. Is a gingerbread person made of house, or is a gingerbread house made of person? Well... I want to fight a chicken. That is an interesting thought. To which I counter with, if you are what you eat, and you eat a lot of fiber,
늦겠다. 뛰자.
and your house is made of wood, then are you the house?
그대들의 면면이 밝고 생기롭고.
Why do sock shop workers hate working after Christmas? Because they'll be restocking for days. Ha ha. So person in English, same question. Yeah.
부드럽게.
Of course, right now I'm fighting the true villain of anime. The Steins Gate clock thingy. If you know, you
적확한
might
한압이었어.
know what I tried to say.
끝내.
If you know, then that's not a guarantee you'll understand my joke. Apologies.
감동적이지 않을 수 없네.
아, 여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는
Yeah.
아무 인형만도 못해.
이번에야말로
That don't look like that microwave.
끝내주겠어.
Like, didn't Steins Gate have like the tubes? Do I remember Steins Gate? Do I know what I'm doing?
일발 장전.
그러면 멈추고 싶지 않아.
I might not. Why does it remind you of Heatran? The Pokemon?
떠올랐군요.
I don't know. Maybe turn off my boobs and take you seriously. I still don't know. Firebox? 4Kids is just a false villain of anime then.
음악 소리가 들리는군.
Yes.
저희에게도 이런 힘을 베풀어 주시다니.
What do you get if you bring a heater and an igloo? Water.
분이실까요?
Very wet.
실수를 주셨더라도 상관없어요. 한 번 베푼 이상 낙장 그룹이랍니다.
That does remind me. At one point, I was just like, I go out, I look at social media, I engage with it. It's a lot of fun. One of the things I was engaging with was just like
부드럽게.
7 eggs maybe for the heat ran thing. But like I learned that snow, when it's like surrounded by other snow, is actually a lot warmer than you think. Like it's kept snow by the fact that it's surrounded by things that are colder, but actually inside the snow is like warmer than you think. I think was it. Lights on the front. I don't know.
이만하면 순항이죠. 바람도 딱 좋네.
Which Pokemon would this thing be? Politoed? Maybe Politoed. Heatrans. This could be a Politoed. I don't know. I'm gonna gouge out its eyes about that. See if it like says I'm a Politoed stuff.
언제까지 버티나 보자고.
일발 장전.
That's Guzzlord. Ah! It could also be Gulpin.
부위 파괴.
Gulpin these
그대로 부러뜨리는 것만큼 중요한 한 방이었어요.
I felt like I should, at least once, make that joke.
움직이는 먹인 자. 재밌겠군.
And now I'm thinking about like
하루 팩이라도
there was a joke that was made with like
저들이 기세 등등하니.
one of those like YouTube videos that go through and like take like footage of Sonic and just say like here's what they're talking to each other about.
제가 묻었네요.
다들 첫 여정을 시작했네요. 정말 강해지셨네요.
And Shadow was trying to get like a D's Notes joke off on
감회가 새로워요.
off on Omega, and Omega was having it. And the punchline was like, punchline was Omega going through and saying, you have not installed the appropriate CDs for humor. Shadow going, what CDs? CDs nuts! And I was like, oh, that's a great way to end that video. It was fantastic.
순식간에 끝내줘.
Of course, a lot of those videos in particular were talking about social media posts and just kind of bringing up like the absurdity of them, and I'm like, that was great.
저기는 땅에 떨어졌네. 이제
Twitter is a cesspool that I wouldn't recommend anybody use anymore, and
조심 1번.
a lot of social media has turned so overwhelmingly political and kind of immunized itself against ridicule, I guess. It's kind of no longer funny to ridicule them because it just kind of makes you feel sad. Like, is this really what we're doing now? Anyways. I haven't seen videos from that particular channel in a while, and I think that's why.
이 싸움을 끝내주겠어.
저들이
Wait a
기세
second.
등등하니 잠시 경계하세.
부드럽게.
I just realized I'm missing a tiny bit of like context. I'm forgetting why Mephistopheles left. I'm thinking about it and it's like, from what I saw, like reviewing chapter 8, I'm like, okay, at the end of chapter 8 they go into Mephistopheles. At the end of the intervallo, they're like, Mephistopheles is still gone. I'm like, wait a second. I missed something. Completely forgot what it was. But yeah, overall, just
최고의 선택이었어.
Oh yeah, I should probably say to anyone who's still here from Pixie, this game has a lot of blood. A lot of blood that goes.
순식간에 끝내줘.
You don't know Pokemon well enough to even attempt to guess. My back nabbit. Pokemon Punch should be the easiest thing in the world to make, and I'm just like, I was like, I could make a Pokemon Pun off of that, and I'm just like,
조심 1번.
I completely forgot what puns I could make. Now I'm just remembering the shapes of Pokemon. Like there's one Pokemon who's just like, oh my gosh! Wait a second. Hang on, I need to read this. Air thick with steam is not simply gaseous water. The steam's color is brown. Beyond the bill of steam, you hear a voice. It's only right to drink straight from the bottle. The ones from the West are good tasting these days. Either do you like booze? There's the answer. I do. I don't. And I don't know how to live without alcohol. Oh dear. Okay, I don't. Okay. That's an odd way to respond to that. Ooh, ancient effigy. One of the fastest allies. Select one and apply them 5 haste. We get extra speedy. Get more ego resources. Enhance the stuff I do. Wait, I don't want to enhance the stuff. Do I want to enhance the stuff I do have? What do? More damage to staggered enemies and then a bunch of tremor stuff, but I don't care because I don't have tremor stuff on me right now. Yeah.
늦겠다. 뛰자.
I'm probably gonna end up writing my fanfic after this. Like, just I go through the merit dungeon. I'm like, there's not a lot to really talk about. I'm fighting a chicken guy and his army of chickens.
기운을 내게 하는 걸 먹었을지도 몰라요.
I don't know. I could write more of my fanfic after this, but then, it's okay. People can spoil my fanfic. Ha ha ha. A Limbus Company fanfic. That I'm actually surprised about because, like,
제가 묻었네요.
예사롭지가 않은데? 아주
I've learned that there are people who read my Limbus Company fanfic who don't know about me at all and say that it's good. And I'm like, what? Wait. And I'm just like, huh, that breaks all my negative self-confidence.
다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다 정말 강해지셨네요.
Something I made is good and people consider it good.
감회가 새로워요.
What? How is that possible? Ah!
여전히 무섭고 겁이 나. 그럼에도 멈추고 싶지 않아. 불타올랐군요. 끝내.
Oddish! There we go. That's the name of the Pokemon I was trying to remember. It's Oddish. Ah, that is an oddish thing to say. That is the pun I was trying to make a while ago, and I just forgot the name of the Pokemon. Ah.
단추로 왜 저렇게 떠들었을까? 뭔가 싼데.
That is so vile, point of me. Ah.
효과적이네요. 이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요.
Heck. I did not. Didn't get the bag. I missed. Didn't get the fire. Frack. Oh, jeez, you. I just want to basically just speeding through because I'm like, yeah. Feel like a slowpoke since it taking that long. No, no, I'm being outdone. Ah. But yes, absolutely I do. I'm normally much better at this.
옳은 점화식이었어.
I'm usually much better at puns. Oh, hey, look at that. Take your thing. Do I need it? No. Am I gonna use it? No. Am I gonna take it? Yes. I'm playing a video game. Do you think I'm not gonna take a thing? Ah. Give me something with fire. Thank you.
늦겠다. 뛰자.
Oh, we're fighting Rose.
솟는 것 같네요.
Well, we're fighting.
좋겠어요.
No, I say this counts as fighting a rose garden. Let's just... Let's just have everyone clash with, like, defense skills to start with. I feel like engaging a little bit with this particular enemy. Yay! Burn. And here comes the flowers, the garden of the rose garden.
파도가 밀려올 것만 같은 그런 냄새가 나.
Ba-ba-da. I could go through and try explaining to everybody, like, what I'm doing here, but I guess, like, I could just say, "Grr, rose garden, I need to chop it down." Grr. And leave you all confused as to why. I'm gonna use my special, awesome super attacks to do it. I'm also gonna water them a bit. And then I'm gonna shoot them with bullets. This game is remarkably silly if you think about it in terms of like, yes, what am I actually doing to these things? I'm also gonna hit it with more plants. Yay! Alright, this is gonna be a lot of animations in a row, so let's just watch.
완벽한 한 발을 위해
복을 구하고 싶다면
Let's see.
정성을 들여
We're gonna make sure to add some decorative pebbles to the rose garden. Okay.
훌륭하오. 이외에 특별히 청혼할 이유도 없군.
And then we're gonna do some like... We're gonna water it with spears. Yeah! You know, you gotta give your plants good stabbing. That's important.
뭘본 것인가? 엄청나게 강한 일격을.
Oh, here we go. Here's an idea of what to water it with. Blood, apparently.
추악한 모든 시선을
Yeah.
이끌리지.
Does that count? No, that didn't water. Okay, whatever. Okay, let's try this water. Yeah.
모든 무상무정 시선해봐야
Here we go. We're just gonna water the flowers.
기꺼이 저 풍진 세상
I don't think that helped.
아, 이런. 아무튼 놀라운 한방이에요.
가엾고 슬픈 아이들.
Well then, let's see if...
그저
No, I don't think this will help, but maybe Gregor knows more about gardening than I do.
예사롭지가 않은데? 아주 작살을 내놨어.
Yeah. Oh, Ishmael. Of course Ishmael knows about watering plants.
파도는 반드시 밀려올 테니.
Did that work? No, okay.
첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다
You gotta
위해 살아면 매일 보아하는데도
use plants to grow plants.
감회가 새로워요.
Oh,
일반적인 상황에선 선택하지 않을 방식이겠지만
I think all the plants died.
이유가 있었으리라 생각하오.
Let's see, who's... let's do Wrath. Everybody takes more, like,
먹고 살기
damage from Wrath.
가는 건 다 해볼까?
Oh, see, 2 of the plants survived. We must have done something, right?
저들이 기세등등하니 잠시 경계하세.
Let's take extra special care of them this time. Let's see, and then you just take you. Everyone else is gonna fight the scarecrow.
여전히 무슨 망설이냐. 나아갈 수 없어.
Oh, well, now the flowers have died. No. That's too bad. Might be I have the opposite of a green thumb. A red thumb? Would the opposite of a green thumb be a red thumb?
놀라운 명령이네요. 적을 완벽히 파악하고 있으신 거군요.
I mean, to be fair, I am in the garden with a bunch of people that use fire, so, there is the possibility that, this is not healthy for the garden.
먹고 살려고
최고의 선택이었어.
어지간한 건 다 해봤거든.
관리자.
What a blue thumb be then? Water.
언제까지 버티나 보자고.
Actually, hang on, what would be good? Ah! A blue thumb would mean you're good at growing fish. Wait, you don't grow fish. You'd be good at taking care of fish. Yay. Yee. What a gray thumb be though? Probably concrete. You'd be good at mixing concrete.
꿈이란 건 이런 사소한
Are you
일에도
gonna read
슬며시
it
따라오나
stuff?
봐요.
And now it hit core
모두가
heals?
노력한 덕분에
No.
업무가 일찍 끝날 것 같은 지금처럼
I don't want you to heal. I want me to heal. Eh. I suppose I could talk about my fanfic right now.
조심 1번
A red thumb means good at starting imitating fires? Yeah! There we go. There we go. So red thumb is good. What's it mean if you've got cracked thumbs? That means you're cracked at video games.
기쁨이란 건 이런 사소한 일에도 슬며시 따라오나 봐요. 모두가 노력한 덕분에 업무가 일찍 끝날
So,
것
do you
같은
have one?
지금처럼 말이에요.
Do you have 968 health left? Can I deal 968 damage? In a single turn? Maybe not. Maybe? Maybe good at making cracks and things? I have very little idea. Let's do as much damage as possible. Apparently attacking this is good for the damage. Oh yeah, because the part is broken there. Let's shift that over to here so that I can, like, make sure both parts are broken. It won't help, but I feel better about it. Actually, it won't help. Send it.
조심
Ah!
1번
끝내.
Oh, we're down to 614. Okay. 392. We're most of the way there.
새겨드리죠. 이런 건 몽둥이가
We're at 300.
그를 두드려 패.
It just did its defense, but I chewed through that defense. 199. 142. We got close, relatively speaking. And the burn damage takes it out. Yay! Oh, Starlight. Yay! Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Would I take on vampires? Yeah, I'll take on vampires. Wah, wah, wah. Vampires and so many thralls.
그대들의 면면이 밝고 생기롭군.
Yay! Sorry, I lost track of myself for a second there, and I just vibed.
놀라운 명령이네요.
I vibed to music.
적을 완벽히 파악하고 있으신 거예요.
Wow. Oh, I just remembered something. I'm thinking about like trying to increase my presence on social media, in particular Blue Sky. And I didn't tell them I was live today, but I'm just like, fuck it's Friday. It's mostly just like for the Discord community to vote on things. Yeah.
뭔가 기운을 내게 하는 걸 먹었을지도 몰라요.
But I was just like, what should be more things that I do to just increase presence, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I don't usually focus on like becoming members. Oh, frick. Oh, that person had a bad time. How the frick numbered game social media up? Yeah.
예사롭지가 않은데?
I don't know.
아주 tip자리를 내놨어.
But yeah, I've been trying to make like a little bit more, and something that I should do is like after streams, I'll just say, "Hey, everyone, here's everyone who rated me and such." During the stream, and I'm like, I like seeing those kinds of posts because it's like, hey, you give like a little tiny shout out in social media as well to like just people, and you're kind of awesome about it. It's like, yeah, and then I'm like. I did that occasionally. And then I sit down and forget. And then I have anxiety about doing it. And then I go like several streams without anybody rating, and I'm just like, okay, I just don't do it. And then yeah. If I build up the courage to do it this time, I'm gonna put Pixie on that list. Yeah, somebody rated me.
저기는
Yeah.
땅이 떨어졌네. 이제 우리를 누가 막겠는가?
I worry a lot about numbers though. Like not in the way that like other creators worry about numbers, like they want their number to go up. I suppose it's different for me.
벌써 부서졌나? 쓸모가
I care about trying to get the number to go up if streaming is my only source of income. If it's not the only source of income, then I'm like, okay.
일발장전.
But then I'm scared of it.
아, 여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
Number going up is a scary thing because it's like I've been on the internet for a while, for a long time. I've seen what number goes up does to people,
나갈 수 없어.
and just it's
불타버렸나?
for some people, the friends around them become meaningless. The friends around them could only care about the numbers, which is garbage. I don't know what this one does. I don't know what that one does either, but I don't know what this one does. Oh, shit. Damages everyone, okay.
발목 잡지 않도록.
So on one hand, it could make relationships around you like go worse, and I'm like, that scares me.
다른 팩이라도 먹었나?
What scares me a lot more about numbers going up is just like,
저들이 기세등등하니 잠시 경계하세.
just
순식간에 끝내죠.
I've seen people change for the worse.
아, 여기서 이런 공격이 잘 먹히.
I've seen people become lesser versions of themselves, and just
다들 기운이 넘치는군. 역시
it worries me.
직접 선별한 용기를 북돋는 영웅담 탑 5가 도움이 되었는가?
언제까지 버티나 보자고.
Worries me a lot. And I'm scared about that happening to me, so that's a large part of the reason why
흐름대로
끝내주겠어.
사냥을 끝내러 가보죠.
I worry sometimes about numbers, because not because I want them to go up necessarily, not if I can get a job,
조식
but I'm afraid of what it'd do to me.
불타올랐군요.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, back to Limbus Company. I've been distracted. Yeah, I'm worried about Chapter 9 because I'm like, hang on a second.
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지. 배로 두드려 패.
So at the end of Chapter 8, Vergalia is just off on pressing matters.
순식간에 끝내죠.
Where were the numbers when you saw that happen to us? No offense, but when you try to think of what number that would be, you think of higher than... Yeah, I mean, it is bigger than my numbers. Let me think. Numbers where it can begin to happen. Where I notice people acting differently, treating people around them differently.
저기는 땅에 떨어졌네.
It can be like...
누가 막겠는가?
It gets hard to... On Twitch, what matters a lot is your concurrent viewers. That impacts how, like, you view things. I've experienced people begin to
놀라운 한방이네요.
kind of get a big head and treat others a little worse at like
제가
10 average viewers and higher.
저들의 약점이
Like starting as low as like they get consistently 10 average viewers. It's like they, yeah. They can begin to isolate themselves. That's one reaction I've seen. They could chuck you to the side and see you as lesser, which is not fun. One of the big issues is that something like that is hard to tell from the outside. These are some really good gifts. What the heck? Nah, that's a really bad gift. No. Let's see. I've interacted with a bunch of people. One thing that has happened, I think I've talked about this a little bit, but how sure are you that the cause was their numbers? semi-sure.
움직이는 먹인 자. 재밌겠군.
I've seen people have explosive growth. And for those people in particular, that's where it seems to start. Where they start,
본인이 직접
yeah.
선별한 용기를 북돋는 영웅담 탑 5가 도움이 되었는가?
It's a little bit hard to judge at first. So, I don't know for certain.
언제까지 버티나 보자고.
I've seen it begin to happen at 10 plus. It begins to happen a lot more at like, I guess I would say like 30 plus or 20 plus. Like, it may seem low, but when you're interacting with someone as a fellow streamer, you don't know if they care more about the numbers or if they care more about like being on the platform and enjoying streaming. So it kind of it becomes apparent if a gap begins to form between like you two. If you approach them and try to be as friendly as you were before the gap opened up, they might blow you off or treat you worse. And the only difference is that numbers.
그거 내 입에서 멍청하냐는 소리는 안 나오게 해라.
I'm not gonna name any names because that entire thing,
저분은 어디 아프신 걸까요?
that entire thing was
아까랑 다르게 기운이 없어 보여요.
purely like background, me checking up on people, trying to be friends on like Discord and make sure everyone's doing all right. Absolutely
여전히
no names.
그럼에도 멈추고 싶지 않아.
Just yeah.
끝내.
If numbers matter a lot to a particular streamer and they have other streamer friends,
적을 완벽히 파악하고 있으신 거군요.
then they run the risk of just I don't know. I just think they start seeing friends with lesser numbers as lesser. Which is sad.
우월해지는 것인데.
I don't really know if it begins to show in their streams or not. Because I just usually stop watching them, appreciating them by that point.
제가 묻었네요.
다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다
Kind of hard to go and try to support a friend who
매일 보아왔는데도 지금 감회가 새로워요.
starts treating you as lesser.
이 격정 속에서 타올라라.
모자란 피를 채우자고.
There is, of course, the other side of all of that, which is I have to stay self-aware. Something I worry about is that
그만둘 생각이 없어 보이네요. 저분이
it could
포기하지
be me
않는
that's
건
acting different.
악에 바친 고집 때문일까요? 아니면 차마 내려놓을 수 없는 자신만의 이유 때문일까요?
I try not to. But something I constantly wonder. Spectacles more about the person, whether numbers affect their behavior that much. You wouldn't want you to avoid doing things that would otherwise make sense. I guess so, yeah. I guess a good way to put it, though, is just like... part of the reason why it worries me is because I don't know the warning signs beforehand that they're the kind of person to be affected by numbers in that way.
여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
I have a hard time telling.
적확한 한압이었어.
And so to me, when something like that happens, it comes out of nowhere. I know that other people might be able to point to, like, here are particular parts of their behavior that says, you know, they're not the best.
조심 1번.
I don't see those parts. They're harder for me to tell. So it's harder for me to see that in myself, to know if I'm the kind of person that would become worse.
면밀히 짚어보고 나아가는 게 어떤가.
Because I don't know what the signs look like.
조심 1번.
I just hope I'm not bad, and I try not to be, but it's still a worry. Oh, right, advertisements. Advertisement about to hit. I'm gonna get back, I'll be, like, off this, like, sad train. Not sure that it makes sense to generalize the lack of seeing the signs in other people to not recognize signs within yourself. True enough, it's just, I don't know. It's unique views of being me. Ha ha! Okay, I'll see you in a little bit. Yeah! has it still going, but it's fine. Ah,
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지.
yeah.
뭐야?
I
파이팅이다.
do suppose you're right. Just it's probably not it's not okay to generalize. I'm thinking about it like
초식 1번.
I've only had a couple times of people treating me lesser. Only a couple times of people treating me lesser because my numbers are lower than theirs. Eh. Ah! I'm just like looking through like all the Limbus company stuff, and I'm just like, oh my gosh,
저들의 공격은 우리의 투지를
you
깨뜨릴 수
just
없을 테니.
I have nobody who can dodge. Frick. Nah, it's okay. This guy takes a lot of damage anyways.
초식 1번.
I.
언제나 순탄치 때로는 어설펐지만 여러분과 함께하는 여행은 늘 제 마음을 설레게 만들었다.
야.
그렇게 여기서 멈추고 싶지 않아요. 단디.
I think about a lot of things. In case that wasn't obvious based on like conversation with me, growing up
효과적이네요.
there
방식을
were
기억하는 게 좋겠어요.
끝내.
some good friends I had and some absolutely awful ones.
불안한 발상을 떠올리시네요. 이번에 무거운 것이 가득 찬 것만 끝내주겠어.
Kind of reality when you grow up in extremely conservative places with people who are raised basically worship a religion. Becomes hard.
여전히 무섭고 그럼에도 멈추고 싶지 않아.
You end up with like a lot of just a lot of holier than thou people. And a pretty strong fear of becoming holier than thou yourself. Ah.
뭐야? 파이팅이다.
Oh right, I was gonna think about talking about my fanfic. What a clownier than thou clown be like. Probably very hectic annoying, I'll be honest. That does not sound like a pleasant person. My puns are better than yours. That kind of deal. More people laughed at my last comedy routine than you. Yeah. I can teach you to be funny. Probably something like that, if I were gonna be honest. I can make you funny. You're not already funny, but I can make you so. That kind of thing. Oh my gosh. Someone lording over you how like clown they are. What the heck? That ooh. I don't like that. Yay! Vampire Cassetti. Or Blood Fiend Cassetti. Yay!
다소 유리하구려.
Ah, frick. Aha! Well. Yay. Oh right, fanfic. My fanfic takes place in U-Corp of like the city. You know, lots of ocean, lots of shenanigans, lots of sailing.
이런 사소한 일에도 슬며시 따라오나 봐요.
Also, just like
모두가 노력한 덕분에 업무가 일찍 끝날 것 같아요. 지금처럼 말이에요.
stuff things and stuff. I think I just got tired.
조심 1번
I have been going around all day. Like I have job to do. I know. I feel my energy sapping out of me, and my enthusiasm going down, and I'm just like, my enthusiasm.
앞에
Think I'm
나선
gonna leave
보람이
it.
있었구려. 그 어느 때보다 뜨겁게 타올랐어. 이 건법도 제법 손에 익은 듯하오.
I'm not gonna entirely leave it. I'm gonna train up a little bit. Hydrate. Okay. My enthusiasm is like, blah. Clown shutting down. Oh. Clown down time. I'm allowed to have a shorter stream, right? Of course I am. I control my streams. Yeah. I'm gonna wait out a little bit early. I will apologize. My energy is like blah. We're gonna raid Jinxie, who's playing RV there yet, so that's gonna be fun. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to always be awesome, always be kind, and keep observing something still that can happen. Like on Sunday. I plan on doing a Games Show on Sunday, and for people who want to be around, I plan on doing like next week, Wednesday. Lots and lots of Limbus company. I hope to see you then. Anyways, let's do the standard clown, right? So make sure to copy that message, paste it, put whatever emotes you want in the beginning and end of it. I hope to see you Sunday. And thank you for being here. It means a lot to me.